All right, everybody, welcome to my first cast of the season, which is going to be, we're looking at Div E West. We're looking at the Liquid Metal versus the E team, I think it's pronounced. I think there's a lot of flexibility in how their team name can be pronounced. I was thinking it could be, more like the A team or the E team. But I think there's a Canadian tint to their team, so I think it's supposed to be the A team. Pretty good play in words. I like it. The funnily enough, the liquid metal always makes me think of the liquid metal slimes from Dragon Quest. So that had a lot of influence on me about 10 years ago. But just went through the map phase, map ban and pick phase, and we're seeing out of Liquid Metal, they banned Braxis and Battlefield of Eternity, and the A team one banned Alterac and Sky Temple. And I failed to mention it earlier, but Liquid Metal ended up winning the coin toss, and so they opted for map pick and picked up Infernal. So, in terms of what we're looking to see out of these teams, I have not extensively looked at these teams. However, I do have some of their heroes profile stats pulled up, so maybe that'll give us a bit of insight whenever the draft begins. Should be beginning here shortly. So in terms of the map bans, I think I was looking at the A team earlier, and Alterac seems to be a pretty common map ban for them. So that's not too surprising to see. Gonna look at some of the other map ban stats. Looks like Sky Temple is also up there for them. Looking at Liquid Metal, their map bans. So Braxis and Battlefield of Eternity look to be pretty consistent bans for them as well. So pretty standard open, seems like, for the both teams. Going into Infernal, it's going to be a map that's objective's going to require a bit of zone control, a bit of wave clear, so I'd probably be expecting that out of both the teams. And I doubt Johanna is going to get through. It seems like both teams, although they potentially play Johanna, they also probably not the best map to let Johanna through. But we'll see. So these two teams actually do have a history. They faced each other earlier in Season 13 in Round 5. Yes. They face each other in Round 5. So the results of that one, spoiler alert, looks like the A team ended up winning both games, first two games. And they actually have played on Infernal Shrines before. Huh, interesting. So, I wonder, there's been several weeks since these two teams have faced off. So I'm curious to see how has Liquid Metal changed throughout the season, in what ways are they going to adapt? Now there's a bit more information on how the teams have behaved earlier in the season, so I wonder if that's going to end up changing how they're going to ban it all. But I'm pretty really excited to see this match. This I wonder. We'll see if Liquid Metal can upset the A team. In terms of overall division placements, so at this point in the regular season, we are looking at the A team is in the number 1 spot, as well as Liquid Metal Liquid Metal is in the number 4 spot. However, all those top 4 teams are actually pretty close when you look at their points-wise. And they're also relatively close when you're looking at games won, game lost. Oh my gosh, we're in the ban phase. That's a fast ban onto white main. All right. So, I was not expecting a white main ban. That's pretty curious. Potentially a target ban. I'm going to see if I can see any of the stats. Looks like Liquid Metal has played white main once. It's going to be followed up by a Stukov ban, Stukov being a pretty common and high win rate hero for the A-team. And looks like the A-team's going to respond with a Gul'dan ban. So those are two really curious bans. I absolutely think those are target bans, although I'm not seeing the information to support that. And there's also pretty big variance in bans from the last game. Looks like Bajanko Ben is saying that Liquid Metal loves Infernal Shrine. So I'm excited to see that love come through. Alright, we got a Diablo ban. What's Diablo looking like for the A-team? So it looks like the A-team does have a game on Diablo. I'm curious. Might be like a very specific ban if they're thinking of a particular strat. Alright. A-team opens with Tassadar, followed by Liquid Metal picking up Orphea and Johanna. So Johanna was let through. Responded with Rhaegar and Blaze. Okay, sweet. Blaze, a pretty powerful tank. Also can be run as a bruiser in the off lane. Might see a bit of zoning. And it'll be curious to see how Rhaegar performs. I haven't actually seen him or played with him in a game since the most recent patch, which, if you're unaware, it did adjust his numbers quite a bit. It nerfed his most common build. Alright, Kerrigan ban. That is absolutely a target ban against the A-team. They do have a Kerrigan player, and they actually are rocking out of 4 games, 100% win rate on Kerrigan. So, solid ban from Liquid Metal. Definitely they do not want to see that. And a Brightwing ban in response. Looks like Liquid Metal does play Brightwing somewhat often, so I wonder if it's a combination of, it's pretty common Brightwing, and also for the specific strat that the A-team is going for. That it's just a particularly good ban for them. We'll see on these next 2 picks. And give me more. Yes, I did say that this is my first NGS. It's my first NGS cast of this season. So I've cast in Bass seasons. I think I usually do like 1 cast per season, but this will be the first one from this season. Alright. Liquid Metal picking up Falstad and Anduin. So, looks like they have, with Johanna Anduin, they could have the Falling Sword Light Bomb combo. Falstad potentially picking up. I could see either ults going either way, but the Gust is a mechanism to push people away and pin people. So on the A-team, they picked up ETC and Hanzo, so it makes sense for why the Brightwing got banned. You don't want ETC getting polymorphed, and then finally picking up D.Va from the side of Liquid Metal. D.Va is, like I mentioned earlier, or I don't think I did mention this earlier, she's good at controlling the shrine simply because she can explode and kill nearly 10 minions instantly. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Switch screens. Alright, so getting into the game on Infernal Shrines. Now, when I look at these 2 teams, I don't know which one I like more. I have my favorite heroes, and I am really curious and really interested in seeing the D.Va succeed. So maybe I'm a little biased, might be rooting for Liquid Metal here. But on the side of Liquid Metal, we have Shane 9110 on Johanna, Pad Zero on Orphea, Sugarman on... Or sorry, Shane is on the Anduin, Sugarman is on Johanna, Gerudo King is on Falstad, and Iggy is on Diva. On the side of the A-team, we have Korsakov PBE on Blaze, we have Moose Cannon on ETC, Harkin G on Hanzo, Trench on Tassadar, and Tootie, the Enchilada Moss on Rhaegar. Alright. Be interested to see how this mid-fight goes. If they decide to fight at all. We'll see. Oh, whoopsies. That's not what I meant to do. Alright. Let's try that again. There we go. Showing some talents. Falstad flying to bot. Looks like Diva and Blaze are already beginning their rotations. As it looks like there's going to be 4-man rotating down here. Doesn't, well, nope. Doesn't look like they're going to miss any soak from that. So, looks like we're just sort of entering into early game standard rotations. Someone asked about if Orphea was going Q build earlier. I think Orphea has a Q talent on 1, but that doesn't look to be the talent. We do have Falstad stacking, Tassadar's not stacking, ETC looking for globes, and Hanzo's looking to be hitting his Qs. Alright, so got some pretty tight camp timing coming out of the side of the A-team. And we'll see a little later Liquid Metal is going to be doing their camp. This could open them up to a potential invade, although it doesn't look like the A-team's wanting to take that early fight just yet. In terms of power spikes, both teams are actually going to have pretty strong power spikes at 10, as they just finish up this camp here, as Liquid Metal just finishes up that camp there. Because, you know, you get ETC with the Mosh Pit, Rhaegar's got Ancestral, but also on the other side you're facing a Falling Sword Light Bomb, potentially. We'll see what ults they actually pick later, but if I was going to make a prediction, that'd be it. So, not too much happening with the 4-man right now. If we go look up into the off lane, it looks like Diva's actually getting pretty low. Not too big a concern. Mech gives a little XP, but, you know, Diva's mostly just there to soak the wave. Alright, so... looks like another good camp timing coming out side of the A-team. Definitely it looks like their macro is quite practiced. And shortly afterwards, it looks like Liquid Metal's going for theirs. Timing-wise, both should be fine. They'll both be getting done around the same time. Diva just ended up losing her mech in the top lane. Not too much of an issue. She's not going to die to the blaze. So checking out the bot lane. Rotations are beginning. Going to collapse on the objective. Camp is almost done on the side of Liquid Metal. They are slightly behind in XP, likely due to Diva losing her mech. Should not affect too much until the fight progresses later, at which point the A-team's going to have that 7 advantage. So, doesn't look like Liquid Metal is fully committed to this fight yet. They might just be biding their time. They know that 10 is their strong point. Don't necessarily need to commit too hard to this. They are going to try to slow them down a bit. Diva finally coming down. Looks like they are going to start picking up a fight here. Falstad diving towards mid lane. Both teams poking each other quite a bit. Looks like Liquid Metal is creating space around the shrine. Diva almost has her bomb. However, there are only 5 minions left that the A-team needs to kill. However, Tassadar goes down. 2 minions left for the A-team. Will they be able to pick it up? They do. They end up losing Tassadar. It doesn't look like they're going to lose any more. Ooh, Anduin really needs to get out of there and not take that Punisher jump. It looks like he'll be fine. Alright. So. Quite, not too much death so far. First kill was opened up by the side of Liquid Metal. First Punisher, although it is the Frost, I think Frost Punisher, Ice Punisher? Something like that. It's going to go down relatively quickly. However, that could be a potentially brutal Punisher late, especially because it shuts off structures. Alright, so several more talent tiers have been picked. Can't say I'm too educated on all of these talents, so if you see something weird, please call it out. But all these are looking relatively normal to me. Alright. Moose Cannon going to check to see if they're on the camp, potentially slowing them down. Instead of invading the camp, he's just sort of causing a distraction while they split between the bot and left siege camps. So the A-team has had a little bit better macro just in terms of being able to pick up the camp. So Anduin's getting picked out, slide from the ETC, and he's going to get slowed by Rhaegar Totem and finally get taken out by Rhaegar. So, unfortunate, but that was a good look and good pick by Moose Cannon on ETC. Falstad down here, soaking, potentially going to get ganked. He does, maybe he has mana for dive? It looks like he doesn't have mana for dive, and that's going to get him killed. That's really unfortunate, but I've been there. I've been out of mana before too. Alright, looking up in the off lane, there's going to be a gank on that Blaze. Blaze, he used his E to go stun the D.Va. He doesn't have it to escape. If Orphea is able to land her Q, she might be able to get him, but looks like the Blaze is going to be able to walk away. So, at this point, both teams have hit 10. We are seeing the Mosh Pit out of the ETC, as well as Ancestral out of Rhaegar. Black Hole out of the Tassadar, potentially being able to combo after or before ETC's Mosh, as well as we got the Dragon Arrow that can set up ETC's Mosh. We are going to see the Falling Sword Light Bomb combo coming out of Liquid Metal, as well as Bunny Hop from D.Va. That'll help her survive and interrupt the Mosh, actually. That's actually going to be pretty huge. Crushing Jaws just to extend that stun combo, and Mighty Gust is going to also be another way to interrupt Mosh and cause a disengage. So, you can see the effects from earlier on, because the A-team was able to get their camp done in the top right a little earlier. That means later on this second objective, they are now able to rotate to it earlier. So you can make the decision from Liquid Metal to not do your top camp and show up to the objective on time. It looks like they've opted to do the camp, but it is going to cause them to be late to the objective. So from that, they're going to lose positioning, as well as D.Va's not quite there yet. Looks like Blaze went in on and stunned that Falstad, and Falstad got deleted. So, what's likely going to happen is Liquid Metal is going to have to concede this. Even with the D.Va, I'm not sure that they have enough pressure to take this objective. Blaze going in for a stun, Orphea being moshed. Interrupt a little too late, so Orphea is going to fall to the Tassadar. So, some good stun combos coming out of the A-team. I think Liquid Metal definitely still in this. Looks like they're going to pick up that camp real quick before they start pushing with the Punisher. But Liquid Metal, I think, is still in this. They might need to start sacrificing some of their macro just so that they can get to the objective on time and build that space in. So although bot is probably going to go down since you have 4 people and the Punisher pushing, they are going to get some damage up in this top lane from D.Va push. D.Va's going to be rotating down, possibly trying to get a gank. Punisher jumps onto Falstad. Johanna should be able to walk away with her trait, her Iron Skin, giving her unstoppable. So yes, this bot fort will go down. D.Va's just in the offlane soaking. You can see that the level-wise still... Where Liquid Metal is down slightly in XP, they're down about a level, and they need to catch up to get on the same talent tier to be in 13s. So, now that the A-team has used the Punisher, they've created some space that's going to enable them to get some camps. So, Liquid Metal's going to have to commit some time to getting rid of these camps. And it's going to allow the A-team to have other opportunities, other points on the map, maybe where they can look for a gank or end up pushing. So they are going to end up looking for a gank on the D.Va. D.Va is going to be pretty hard to gank. She has her ult as well as her Q, although maybe they're both down? Looks like the ult was up. Maybe the Q was down. D.Va's going to get slid by the ETC, finished off by Rhaegar with Dragon Strike. Mosh coming out from ETC is going to be able to get the Falstad under their structure. And here is the opportunity they were talking about. They had the time to go and get that gank. Blaze diving in, however, not quite far enough. Oh man, Blaze's stun is so janky, and it causes me frustration. So, while the other team, while the Liquid Metal has their death timers going on, they are going to use that opportunity to take down the mid fort. So, ETC trying to slide in. Looks like they're not going to commit too hard to that fight, and not sure Liquid Metal quite has the tools to keep them there. D.Va's split in the off lane. But in the so from that second Punisher, they were able to sort of snowball and use the opportunities it created to get more structural advantages. So they got bot fort, they knew Liquid Metal had to clear lanes, and Blaze getting dived on Falstad, using Gust to blow him back. Blaze bunkering, buying some time for his team to get there. Tassadar moving in. Looks like a black hole comes out and is going to take out Orphea. ETC sliding in on the Anduin. Oh, big Blaze charge, big Blaze charge. Q coming out from the Tassadar. Hanzo finishing him off. And Johanna going to go down as well. I'm not sure Falstad can make it out. Stun coming in from the Blaze. That's going to be it for the Falstad. So that was a 4-man wipe. But got about 20 seconds, and it's only D.Va to defend. D.Va might not even step up to do anything. It looks more than likely that this structure is going to go down. They definitely have the DPS to burn it down in the amount of time before enough of Liquid Metal respawns. So they are going to get that structure. They'll probably back off and try to immediately parry that into another Punisher. So, at this point, Liquid Metal still down 16 talents. We can see some of the 16 talents coming out. ETC opting for the armor. This Hanzo talent, it does things. And Rhaegar sticking with the totem build. So I think Liquid Metal in a bit of a predicament here. They do need to pick up some soak, some experience in order to be able to contest, or in order to be able to, team fight. Not sure they'll be able to contest this. Doesn't look like they're in position. Doesn't look like they want to contest it. They might just bide their time, just trying to, sort of accepting that they're going to get this Punisher, and then they will... Ooh, interesting option from the A team to not finish the... clearing the objective in order to be able to pick up that camp and potentially have a stronger wave, because they knew... They probably didn't see any of Liquid Metal on the map and knew that they had to be somewhere. So actually picked up a camp, cleared Liquid Metal's camp, and are now pushing with camp, catapult, and Punisher. Potentially able to get a structure here. So Liquid Metal's going to have to sort of brunt the bear, whatever, of this Punisher, which jumps onto Orphea instead of the Johanna. Orphea taking a lot of her health. Oh man, luckily Anduin is there to heal up the Orphea. And they are able to shred this Punisher pretty well. D.Va doesn't have her mech anymore. Gust trying to clear the Punisher and save as much structure as possible. Still need to clear the wave. Wave is going to enable the A-team to get damaged. D.Va popping her bunny hop. And Rhaegar ult comes out. Big mosh, 3-person mosh, with Johanna's ult managing to come out. However, Orphea is still going to catch that black hole and get taken down. Blaze with the bunker, providing some reprieve for his team. Looks like the A-team should still be able to get the structure, although if Liquid Metal can make a play, they might be able to get some kills off this. ETC sliding in, didn't look like that Blaze stun quite hit. So the A-team is going to get a structure. And a slide onto the Johanna. If they can get this Johanna, it might be game. They might just push for game. That's Johanna down. That's 3 down. The A-team still has pretty high health bars and mostly full mana bars. they might just try to force this, although Orphea is coming up in 4 seconds. This core, with its ability to root people, might actually be pretty good with Orphea's ult, so D.Va's going in. Orphea comboing the ETC, taking heavy hits with an Anduin auto attack, finally finishing off the ETC. So, Orphea coming up in time was enough to push the A-team off of Liquid Metal's core, which only sustained 4% damage. Whew! That was a bit of a long fight. Liquid Metal, good core defense. They're still in a bit of a disadvantageous position, but, you know, map like this, all you really need is one good team fight and one lane to win. As we see the A-team just focusing on macro right now. Probably going to enter into more of a, you know, let the waves push, try to work on lane management, and make Liquid Metal split their time. But Liquid Metal is still, I think, one good team fight away from winning. They haven't lost all of their structures yet, although it's going to be a bit of a heavy lift to manage these lanes. Not an impossible task. Blaze backing, not quite sure why. It looked like he was full. But the A-team's just going to sweep up all these camps. Liquid Metal is still down 20s, which we see Torbus coming out of ETC. Huh. Cool. Might be an effort to dodge, like, the D.Va jump, or the... I'm not even sure what he'd dodge. But he can move now. He can move while moshing. So it looks like they're setting up for a bush gank here. They don't have Blaze, but they should have enough DPS if one of Liquid Metal's DPS wanders too close to them. And this is really what you want to be seeing out of the team that's ahead. They're really using the space that they have on the map to cause issues for Liquid Metal. And the Dragon Arrow is going to hit the Orphea. She's really stuck out. Can her Anduin get to her to pull her in time? Pool does go off, but she dies mid-pool. Blaze almost getting the fall stat. And Liquid Metal still not quite 20s yet. Really, Orphea really need to live there. They're kind of in a really disadvantageous position right now. One lane is opening up in top, potentially for a win condition for Liquid Metal, but this game's looking pretty bleak right now. I think with a good push from this Punisher with the A-team, that's probably going to be game. Although, with Blaze top, this is now the time for Liquid Metal to fight. They really need to pick up kills here. Light Bomb comes out, but there was, I guess, a bit of a miscommunication as the Falling Sword wasn't up in time, or it got interrupted. I didn't quite see. Can Falling Sword get interrupted? I have no idea. Blinds coming out from Johanna, and we're just going to... D.Va Bomb coming in. So they are in a position to contest in terms of number of minions destroyed, so I think if Liquid Metal can try to focus on that, they might be able to swing this fight. Black Hole coming out, doesn't look like... Oh, it is going to hit Anduin. Anduin surviving. ETC Mosh Pit coming out. There's the slide! 4-man Mosh. Johanna not quite able to interrupt it before Anduin gets picked. Orphea going down. Double Ancestral coming out of 2D Moss. 2D Moss's Rhaegar because of the 20 talent, although 2D Moss kind of out of position. No, he'll be fine. And he actually drags Liquid Metal all the way to right out of position. Punisher jump's getting ready. That D.Va's done. And that is going to be game. Just based upon death timers, not enough time for Liquid Metal to respond. So, overall, I think both teams were... look, Johanna, Sugarman's Johanna going in on that Rhaegar, almost picking the Rhaegar. Doesn't really look like they're focusing structure. Falstad's Mighty Gust comes out, however, Johanna still gets picked by what appears to be the Punisher Spinny Crystals. And the A-team is now going to begin wailing on the core. So, pretty interesting game. Big combos coming out at the end of the game. Looks like another 2-man Mosh on the Anduin and Falstad. Falstad is going to be able to eat out lots of stuff. on Liquid Metal's core. So, good game for the first game. So looking at, sorry, I sort of zoned out on some of those comments between those games. Don't have two monitors, so it's a little bit more difficult. So Give Me More is saying no Q build Orphea. We can go take a look at the builds real quick. So we see Orphea went, I think this is her trait, and Ravenous Hunger. Okay. So she went full trait build instead of the Q build. Not an Orphea player, not really. I don't particularly know the advantages of the Q build over the trait build. So, Dynasty Sten said no reason to go in 3v5 on the Shrine. Not quite sure what time that was. Maybe it was like second Punisher. Not quite sure. But relatively looking like standard builds. If we go look over at the stats, it's looking like, let me update this real quick. Looking like Falstad was doing a lot of damage. Orphea, not quite as much. Looked like she was getting stun comboed quite a bit, just because she's up playing in ETC. He can slide. Blaze can hit that stun, as well as there were a lot of CC ults coming out of the A-team. From the side of the A-team, Tassadar doing quite a bit of damage. As well as looked like Blaze was getting quite a bit of soak. So overall, I think that game was pretty good. Despite the way the structure's laid out, I think the two teams could be pretty evenly matched. I think if Liquid Metal sort of tightens up their macro a little bit, it'll reduce those opportunities later for the A team to exploit that macro, and it'll be easier for Liquid Metal to fight at an advantage. Alright, going back to the map screen. I'm sure we'll figure out what the map is at some point. Yeah, that sounds good. We'll figure out the map at some point. But the A team is going to take first game. Sorry, I got the players messaging me real quick. I am really bad at multitasking. So give me a second to respond to this, and we'll figure it out. Oh. Okay. So I was gonna look at the stats between the two teams a little more, see if there's anything that I hope to see from each of the teams. I was actually pretty pleased to see the D.Va coming out of Liquid Metal. Not only because I'm pretty sure she has a talent called Liquid Metal, which is really cool, but also just me personally, don't see D.Va that often, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. So what else does coming out of the Liquid Metal? Ooh, a couple spicy things. And looking at the A team, more spicy things. All right, I know there's a delay, so I'll probably talk about some of the things I'm hoping to see during the draft. But we are just still waiting on the map choice. I wonder if we'll see I don't know when, because last game Liquid Metal banned the Kerrigan third round. I don't know if the A team actually picks Kerrigan before the third round. But potentially could see a Kerrigan map dependent. I think that'd be pretty interesting to see. Sure, both teams are in heavy discussion in terms of what the game plan is going to be for next. Still can, even though we don't know the map yet, teams still can talk about it. Or maybe they're just trying to cool down between rounds, talking about other stuff, just trying to, you know, keep a cool head. You're right. It is liquid cooling. Yeah, that's the talent, liquid cooling. Still, both liquid? What do you think? Towers of Doom game would be... I'm biased against Towers of Doom. As a offlane player, it can be okay sometimes. And then other times my team just relegate me to oblivion. So we do have the next map. It is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. And I'm trying to figure out who ended up picking this map. Okay. Looks like Liquid Metal chose to pick Tomb of the Spider Queen. Liquid Metal picked them. And let's look at some of the Liquid Metal stats and EH stats on Tomb of the Spider Queen. So, or sorry, the A team, my bad. So the A team this season looks to be rocking out of 5 games an 80% win rate on Tomb of the Spider Queen. And Liquid Metal, we're looking at... Oh, I should probably go tell them I'm ready. Liquid Metal, we are looking at across 5 games, 40% win rate. So, but that's obviously going to be skewed because the A team does have more wins. They are the currently top placement within their division. So looking at their last game, this is actually eerily close to the last game that the A team, or sorry, Liquid Metal and the A team faced, because according to the NGS website, they played on both these maps in their previous meeting. All right, maybe Liquid Metal's got some beef. Maybe Liquid Metal's trying to show some people up. Let's see it. I want to see it. Slap them. Get them. Eat them. Alright, so we're moving over to the draft. Need to change scenes, and we're in it. Alright, so are we going to see another, I think they banned White Mane. Yep. Just about to say, are we going to see another White Mane ban? What's up with the White Mane bans? I gotta write that question down. Yeah, I just, like, whoever wins, I gotta ask him, why was White Mane getting banned? I don't know. Is White, oh, maybe it's because of the patch? Is she busted now? Maybe. Stukov ban coming from Liquid Metal. So, we talked about that last game. The A team has a good win rate and runs Stukov pretty often. They've actually run Stukov 10 games this season. So Liquid Metal definitely not wanting the A team to get one of their more commonly played best heroes. The Leoric ban coming out, and that appears to be a pretty common ban against Liquid Metal, so they must have a player who plays Leoric. I assume it would be Iggy68, since offlanes. It's normally how the roles break down. But responded with a Blaze ban. They do not want to see that again, understandably so. Blaze, gross, get out of here. You're done. Alright, Trench, picking up his Tassadar again. Looking at Trench is Tassadar. Looks like we're seeing 7 games at 100% win rate before the previous game, so I guess it'd be up to 8. Johanna and Zul'jin getting picked up. Ooh, that's pretty interesting. I wonder, that's an early Zul'jin pick, but he also, the Liquid Metal, Sugarman also picked up Johanna. So, picked up one of Zul'jin's counters, but that's still pretty early pick for Zul'jin. We'll see how the A-team responds. With Tootie, the Enchilada Moss, picking up Anduin, as well as Moose Cannon picking up a Nubarak. So, they're wanting to deny that potential Light Bomb Falling Sword combo, as well as it can also be used on a noob whenever he burrow charges in. So, that's kind of looking like a steal pick. I wonder if they'll actually end up going with the Light Bomb combo. There's Kerrigan getting banned out again. No Kerrigan this time. Better luck next time. Oh. You're right, give me more. I want to see Naz too. Let's see some Naz. Let's see some Nazi boo boo. Hey hey. But I'm not quite sure what to expect pick-wise. Malthael ban. What is up with these I have no idea what's going on. I guess someone plays Malthael. Oh, yep. Liquid Metal versus Creepy Crawly Spiders. They had one of their players playing Malthael. I can't see who right now. You know, I'll just click on this and figure it out. Probably Iggy. Maybe Iggy?
The swarm endures. Fight time!
Nope, wasn't Iggy. It was a player I'm not familiar with. So, Garuda King picking up Zagara, as well as Shane picking up the Brightwing. Brightwing did get banned out the last game, so looks like that potentially pretty good ban on the side of the A-team from the previous game. Zagara is another interesting one. This looks to be a pretty sustainy DPS combo. They're really playing into, you know, Tomb of the Spiders late game. We see an Illidan and a Greymane for a triple DPS. Triple DPS out of both sides! Let's do it! Why not? Alright, that's a lot of damage. Oh man, I gotta get better at streaming. You know that one meme clip where it's like, that's a lot of damage! I gotta get that. I gotta up my game. But alright, final pick coming from Iggy is the Samuro. This is about to be a wild game. This is about to be... These are exactly two of the picks I was expecting. So I'm not... Oh, which team do I like more? I think I like the A-team better here because it's Liquid Metal has a team that's really built, with maybe the exception of Samuro. I'm not quite sure how Samuro works, of like trying to build into the late game and really kill tanky heroes, but the A-team just picked squishier stuff, so that scaling might not work out as well. Alright, so on the side of Liquid Cooling, we have Sugarman on Johanna, Garuda King on Zagara, Shane 999110 on Brightwing, Pad 0 on Zul'jin, as well as Iggy68 on Samuro. And on the side of the A-team, we have Moose Cannon on Anubrak, Korsakov PvE on... who is that? Illidan. We have Trench on Tassadar, Harkenji on Greymane, and on Anduin, we have Tootie, the Enchilada Moss. So, both teams sort of positioning mid. Actually, the A-team positioning mid more than the other, more than Liquid Metal. So, Liquid Metal is Samuro just going straight to lane. Bit of poking coming out in the middle. Not sure either team really has the desire or capability to do a heavy fight early mid, although that Zul'jin does want stacks. Pad 0 Zul'jin absolutely wants to be stacking. And they're just gonna start rotating between lanes. Currently, the A-team showing off their good macro. They're ahead of Liquid Cooling in terms of clearing lanes. So if we look at the talents, still really can't interpret what any talent means. However, Tastar being a bit out, looks like he's going to get pulled in by Sugarman a little, and they're going to have enough damage to actually pick him before he's able to rotate. Well done by Liquid Cooling, as they get first blood this game, just as they did last game. I think Tastar died first last game, too. Alright, so, Liquid Cooling, Liquid Metal. I got Liquid Cooling in my head. Liquid Metal leaning into the macro, as they're going to be picking up their Bruiser camp. Samuro in the bot lane looks to be struggling a bit, and that is understandable. Illidan is actually a counter to Samuro. He's able to pick up that talent, as you saw, that gives him bonuses when he hits 2 or more targets. He's able to have that up almost every time he fights Samuro, and every time he's in a team fight, actually. So, the Liquid Metal has their Bruiser camp pushing in. It looks like it's not really going to get too much value. Moose Cannon actually holding it before the wall, so it's not actually able to strike the wall. It's got to hit his little beetles first. And Moose Cannon diving in, Greymane diving in on Garuda King. Looks like Garuda King gets a little stuck. Is Brightwing going to be able to save? Yes! Moose Cannon's overextended now, and he's going to get picked up, hit by the Brightwing. It was a good-looking pick from the A-team, however, Liquid Metal was able to turn that very well. Zul'jin not quite able to hit that Illidan. He's going to get low, around 65 health, but he gets out. Illidan not quite able to finish him off. So, well done by Liquid Metal. Really able to hang in there in terms of the fight so far, and actually get kills in return whenever the A-team fails to. Good stuff, good stuff. So we got Brightwing turning in, got a little bit of poking going up in this lane. So it looks like both teams are sort of entering back into rotations. Or not, they're just sitting mid, poking at each other. A-team might be looking for a pick. That's a 4-man pool from Sugarman. Both teams are sort of content to just sit and hit each other at this point. That's actually really beneficial for Liquid Metal, as Zul'jin, I'm sure, was able to get stacks out of that fight. Zul'jin's already at 10. Looks like Liquid Metal might be rotating down for an Illidan gank, or this might just be the clearest place for them to turn in. Both teams are available to turn now. Talent-wise, looks like Noob's going a bit of a hybrid build, not quite committing fully to Carapace or Beetle. Johanna going for the standard E build. Zagara looks to be picking up, building more into Q, and I don't really know what the others. I don't really have any insight on the others. I should get a co-caster. Alright, so Liquid Metal does manage to turn in their spiders. They are going to go pushing for the top lane, although they do want to probably fight the other team right now just to get Zul'jin more stacks. It really needs to scale. And that looks to be what they're doing. So even though the A-team managed to clear that mid-spider pretty quickly, they are looking for Liquid Metal is looking for stacks for that Zul'jin. It's able to get a couple more auto attacks off onto Greymane. Wall coming out. Top Spider is going to get that top wall. That is probably the best lane to push, as this is the boss lane. In the off lane, Illidan's managing to clear without too much issue. And Samuro's being Samuro and being annoying. So there is one camp up on the map. The A-team, Liquid Metal is rotating down to maybe pick up that camp, while the A-team is going to turn in the top lane. Now, this is a really good play out of Liquid Metal, because ideally... Oh, they didn't turn in fully. Well, ideally those would have been pushing while pushing against the A-team spiders, and you didn't know, siege minions actually do really well and most of the time will beat the spiders, causing no damage in what's in that lane. Illidan got polymorphed, but Sugarman is actually out of mana. Maybe if he had mana, that might have changed and gotten the kill, but Illidan was able to dive away on that minion. The A-team finally turning in. By this time, the siege minions will be down, so Liquid Metal kind of lost that advantage, but there's no way to know that the A-team wasn't going to turn in everything. Alright, so the A-team pushing up mid pretty far. 3-person... what do you call that? Maw? Unfortunately, the team is not around to take advantage of it. Zagara got cocooned. She's going to get black holed and dove on by the Anub, causing her to fall. That was such a good Maw, but unfortunately the team, understandably, Liquid Metal was understandably in the top lane, getting ready to de-push the boss lane. Noob diving in again on the Johanna. Does the Johanna have her trait? Probably not. What? Who came? Oh, that was Illidan that came in there. Diving onto somebody. Brightwing and Johanna are going to go down. Oh, you know what's going on half these fights. Illidan's still in it. Illidan's taking quite a bit of damage. I have no idea from what. So, the A-team does manage to get down both top and mid forts. They just executed really well, and unfortunately, Zagara got wrapped, and Liquid Cooling had already committed in terms of clearing that top lane that they just weren't in position to help Zag out or make any plays off that 3-person Maw. So, Moose Cannon, Korsakov PvE, turning in his 40 gems. Thankfully, he didn't lose those at any point during the fight. Both teams are going to pick up their bruiser camps, and both teams have turn-in. However, the A-team does have a positional advantage right now and is already turning in. So, you can see Trench trying to clear that mid-bruiser camp. A little bit of poking going on that top turn-in. But it's not going to be enough to stall him. Looks like Liquid Metal is going to have to eat both of these two objectives in a row. So, in the off lane, see Korkasov, Illidan priming that wave, while the A-team, still with their mage minion actually, providing 20 spell armor. They're going to prime mid-wave. Looks like a wrap onto the Zagara. Huge dive in by the Anub. Stuns coming out. Illidan diving in on the Brightwing, able to get that. Illidan diving in on the Johanna. I don't think Johanna has trait, but she's able to get out. A lot of stuns, a lot of burst on the side of the A-team. So the Liquid Metal really going to need to hang in there, really going to need to do the best to mitigate damage. They are a late game team. They just need to buy themselves time to get there. So, quite a bit of damage coming out mid. Not sure if this structure will go down or not. I think if Liquid Metal is able to reset enough and they get 13s, they'll be able to push them off. Healing coming out from Brightwing onto the Zul'jin. Yes, and they'll be able to push them off so they don't actually end up losing their keep, which is goodness, because they need to buy time until 16-20. Let's check on some of the talents. I don't think I went over alts, which, my bad. But Zul'jin's getting pretty close to being stacked. Probably having a bit of a difficult time. Noob diving in onto the Zul'jin. We have the stun combo coming out. Greymane hopping in. Lots of damage. Unstoppable coming out. Really good for the team. Illidan. Will they be able to get the Illidan? Not quite, but Illidan also is not able to get any of Liquid Metal. And that was... They only had 3 members there, so that's good job surviving. So, Brightwing is able to save Zul'jin's life by porting in onto him. Johanna got wrapped. Probably planned combo on the side of, Moose Cannon and Korsakov PvE. To be able to, hey, I'm going to wrap this Johanna, dive in on this low Zul'jin. Fortunately, Shane was able to expertly save the Zul'jin in time. So, at this point, the A-team's probably just going to focus on controlling space and preventing Liquid Metal from turning in. They know they have the stronger team fight right now. Johanna using her ult to escape, and the A-team is successfully going to be able to push off Liquid Metal from being able to turn in. In the meantime, there were only 4 there. Samro is able to pick up this bot camp, but Quicksov is going to be charging his ult based on auto attacks. So that'll give him a bit of be able to beat global faster. Once again, the A-team interrupting the turn-in. Johanna trying to get out. She does not have her ult this time. She did use Unstoppable, dove in onto Zagara. Gerudo King and Brightwing are in it. Brightwing gets wrapped. Zagara is going to be taken down by the Greymane. Sugarman, not sure he has trait. He's going to go down too. Maybe? 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 Yes. Okay. Almost made it out of there. I really need... Oh, Samro, is he going to be able to get those gems? No. Oh my god, that was so close to being able to get those gems, but not quite. Lanes are pushing. Tough situation for Liquid Metal. However, they still have enough gems for a turn-in. They're not out of it. Even if this is a good play by the A-team, they know that Liquid Metal neither has the persons nor the vision to be able to contest that. And they also, Liquid Metal needs to pick up their 16s. So, this is going to be 16. Zul'jin really needing to get stacked. He's pretty close. Ults, probably not going to go over, but you can see him there. As the boss is pushing in the top lane, we could probably... This is a pretty early boss. I'd probably expect it to fall, especially because Samro isn't there. Oh, Samro's showing up now. So I'm expecting top keep to fall. Johanna moving in, trying to get that Tassadar. Is playing pretty far up. Johanna gets wrapped, and there goes a noob. Diving in onto the Zul'jin and the Brightwing. Or, sorry, Zul'jin and the Zagara. Johanna wrapped, unable to do anything. Samro not quite able to do anything. This is potentially game here. That's 30 seconds. If this Brightwing goes down, yeah, I think that's going to be game. As they can now basically not anything to really contest the core push, and death timers are too long. So, was a pretty clean game by the A-team. They really knew their strengths, and fortunately Liquid Metal just wasn't able to make it late enough into the game for their team to turn online. However, good games. It's a good series. Yeah, I can show the talents. I'm not sure when that message was from. My bad. But there's the talent screen. So low kill game. The A-team really expressing their macro power that game. We're going to see if we can get an interview. Give me one moment while I set this up. I don't know what I'm doing. Hey. But, so looking through these talents while I'm waiting on a response. I don't know if it's even going to ping me because I'm in this mode. Anyway, looking at the talents, sort of a interesting hybrid build coming out of a noob from Moose Cannon. As far as I can tell, those look like, maybe with the exception of Zagara, those look like pretty standard builds. But not an expert. I have no idea. Don't ask me. Ask your mother or something. I don't know. All right, looking at the stats. See, Zul'jin was doing work. He wasn't quite able to get stacked. Probably Illidan probably wasn't helping with those being able to dodge his auto attacks. And in terms of experience-wise, Samuro doing a lot of work in terms of experience. But I think the A-team's kills sort of offset that. And let's get this interview going somewhere.
Hey, Slav.
Oh, hey. How's it going?
Hey.
The entire team's here?
Oh yeah,
Oh my goodness.
this is how we run. That's how we roll.
Y'all just rolled up on me like you rolled up on that core at the end. Jeez.
That's how we do it.
All right. I was impressed. It was a fun game. It was good to watch.
Thank you.
I think I didn't do a good job of questions, but I do have some questions for you. So, first question for the team. For game 1, draft's going on. Kerrigan gets banned. What's going through your heads?
To be honest, we actually had planned a bit of a different strategy, so it wasn't requiring Kerrigan, but I'm not surprised that they banned out Kerrigan. We've had some pretty dominating games with her this season, so it's kind of one of those things that I've come to expect is that Kerrigan will eventually start getting banned out against us.
So to answer the question, what went through our head? We made it. We made them do that.
I'm just shocked that, your team didn't get completely demoralized after that. I know. That'd be a rough one for me.
It was a hard pill to swallow. Yeah. I was really upset. Moose had to hold me while I cried in Tooty's shoulder, but...
Yeah, like Hawk was rage quitting basically already. But we said to him, like, maybe we still have a chance. Let's try.
The words that came out of my mouth, I'm pretty sure my 3-year-old is going to be saying some horrible things tomorrow.
All right. Well, you made it through that. You managed to get through that. And during game 1, as well as game 2, I noticed your team had extremely tight macro. You were doing camps on time. A lot of times you were getting camps before liquid metal. How did you guys get so good at that?
Practice.
And it helps that we've had a couple of really good coaches as well. Rock has been absolutely awesome for us this season, and he's helped us a lot with learning all of our macro timing and camp timing for all of the maps, basically, in NGS rotation this season.
Gotcha. And are you practicing like by queuing up in Quick Match or Storm League, or are you going into customs just alone and doing those rotations?
A lot of the time, like we did start out doing some of that stuff in customs, but a lot of the time now we just practice in scrims. Storm League will run every once in a while here or there, maybe once a week almost this past couple of weeks, but generally we prefer to do custom games. It's a little closer to what we're facing in matches, right? So.
Okay. All right. So another question regarding the 2 games. What was up with the white main bans? Like, everything I found on liquid metal, I didn't see white main.
Oh yeah, like you have to dig deep, Slav. No, we went to Heroes Launch and we saw that the healer player was spamming white main. And she got a buff recently, so
right.
That we don't want to deal with that.
It's Tooty with the 5-head scouting.
We did so much scouting. We know all their secrets now.
You know them better than themselves.
Oh, goodness. All right. So some intense scouting. I like it. All right. So second to last question. In game 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. So after the draft is all done and you guys are getting ready to end the game. So the way that game sort of played out was you really took advantage of the early game. What were you thinking in terms of picking that 3rd DPS, as well as what was your game plan going into the game?
Yeah, of course. Tell us about that, would you?
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
So, fun story. So I'm sitting there, head empty, no thoughts as usual. And then I hear Tootie say, "Hey, how is Illidan into Zagara?" And without answering, I lock it in.
Instantly lock it.
And then afterwards, I realize, oh, it's really not like it's not like insanely good. Oh, they have a Joe and a Brightwing. So it's okay. Like Illidan is I would say maybe one of my best heroes. So I always like to bring it out, like to show it off. Might not pick it like that in the future, but
Illidan is one of our super secret pocket picks that,
well,
of course,
not-
let
maybe
out
not
right
as-
before the playoffs. So good
I
work.
will
Corey.
say
Thanks.
there is one more that is more super and more secret, and it's Valera.
No.
it's-
Very secret. Don't tell anybody stuff.
Oh shoot!
Especially not our playoff opponents.
Yeah, our
That's right.
opponents. Please don't ban Valera Abathur against us. We're not practicing that. I promise.
Cat's out of the bag.
I
love it.
Out of the bag.
I love it.
Our playoff opponents who will totally not be liquid metal.
Well, maybe they won't watch this interview. Who knows? They probably will. Good luck, have fun.
That's enough BM in the first part of the interview where they just quit it.
All right. So this final question is going to be for Trench. So I want your opinion on who was the MVP. And I don't mean most valuable player, most vertical player.
Ooh.
That's an interesting one. Are you referring to my walk into the middle of their team at about 35 seconds into the game?
Sure. We can refer to that.
Yeah, I had a few thoughts out of my head moments also, but luckily the team was able to carry me through. So yeah.
All right. Well, good job, Trench's team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So do you guys have any shout outs? Anything you want to conclude with?
Who wants to kick it off?
Moose's Coffee.
Tim Hortons, please once again sponsor us.
Oh yeah, how is that sponsor application ship actually going, Kozer?
I can't find one, so I'm going to email everyone I can. I'm going to email Tim Horton himself.
I think that's the way to go.
Might email a couple hockey players as well, just in case.
There you go.
Yeah, just a bunch of hockey players, like random
All the
hockey.
hockey players, every hockey org, especially Canadian ones.
Connor McJesus.
Dunkin' Donuts, if you're listening, please, we do not want your sponsorship, Tim Hortons.
Who else got shout outs?
I'll shout out Mrs. Coffee here. And I will shout out Liquid Metal as well. Thanks for coming out and having a great set with us. You guys really played well, and it was wonderful.
And
Yeah,
we'll see
yeah.
you guys in the playoffs too.
Indeed.
I'm gonna shout out Moose's pick at 20 with Torbus because
Oh my god, yes.
poggers. Rock Your World, best coach in NGS. Nobody else can have him. And shout out to my beautiful wife who is watching the stream.
Aww.
Sweet. Yeah, shout out to you, Love. You know, a couple of weeks ago I asked you to cast a game, which was pretty important and nobody was casting it and you had no time and you said, oh, but I'm gonna cast you like towards the end of the season, and here he is delivering.
Hey,
Ooh. Thanks for the
Hey.
cast.
You're normally not casting that often, do you?
correct. Yeah, this is actually my first cast of the season.
Well, thank
Hey.
you very much for the cast.
Yeah, of course.
To save the best for last, right?
Hey.
Is that what the expression is?
All right. Well, thank you all. It was good games. Thank you
you.
both, Liquid Metal and the A team. It was fun casting. I'll catch you guys later.
Catch you later.
Catch you later.
Bye bye.
All right, everybody. That's going to be the conclusion of the E West game, Liquid Metal versus the A team. I'll be uploading this cast later to YouTube. So, everybody, have a good night.